Hello, everyone. As we approach the closing interview of our Nebosh IGC exam level 3, which was held on 9 August 2023, it is essential to be well prepared to make the most of this opportunity. To ensure a smooth and successful experience, here are some crucial steps to take before the start of the interview and discussion. Part 1. In part 1, you need to ensure few things like first, check your email for the Zoom meeting link. Make sure you have received the invitation email with the Zoom meeting link from the examiner or moderator. If you haven't received it yet, contact the course administrator or the examination board immediately, means from Nebosh or your learning partner. Verify the schedule. Confirm the date, time, and duration of the interview. Note down any specific instructions or requirements provided by the uh, your interviewer or learning partner. Ensure your meeting application is installed and functioning properly. Before the interview, check that your computer has all necessary software application installed, such as Zoom Meeting or Skype, and that they are up to date and operational correctly. Test your internet connectivity. Conduct a speed test to confirm your internet connection is reliable and fast enough to maintain a smooth video and audio quality during the interview. A minimum upload and download speed of 5 Mbps is recommended. Set up your audio and video setting. Adjust your microphone and webcam setting to ensure optimal performance. You may need to experiment with different settings to achieve the best results. Find a suitable workspace. Identify a quiet, private area from distraction, free from distraction, where you can focus entirely on the interview. This space should also provide adequate lighting and have minimal background noise. Have your identification ready. Keep your ID card or passport handy, as you may be asked to present it during the interview. No spotting material allowed. Refrain from bringing any notes, books, or other resources into the interview. The purpose of this assessment is to evaluate your knowledge and understanding of the subject matter, so rely only on your memory and critical thinking skills. In part two, uh, uh, so in part two, you need to answer the questions from your interviewer. First of all, they may ask you, please explain the short description of the scenario. So if they ask, the interviewer asks you this short explanation, then how will you respond? Here is the response. Wigmos Wildlife Park is celebrating its 50th anniversary this summer. The park has grown significantly over the year, expanding its complex 5 times larger than its initial size. To commemorate the occasion, WWP has hired a construction company called CP to convert part of its cafe back into a monkey enclosure. The project involves renovating the existing structure, installing new equipment, and creating a safe and comfortable environment for the monkeys. Despite CP's lack of experience in building animal enclosures, the ground manager was impressed by their online portfolio and hired them without exploring other options. The GM believed that CP had the necessary skills and expertise to deliver high quality work within the given timeline. To improve work activities and reduce accidents, WWP has implemented team talks among its staff. These talks provide an opportunity for employees to share their thoughts, ideas, and concerns in a safe and supporting environment. The initiative has been successful in reducing accident rates and improving employee morale. However, one of the team leaders is struggling to get their team to participate in these tasks. During a recent team talk, the youngest team leader shared some ideas, but the longest serving team member intervened and refused to engage. The team leader tried to encourage participants, but the situation remained tense as the team leader walked away from the meeting. They lost their balance and fell. Fortunately, they were able to catch themselves on a nearby table, preventing injury. As the team leader stood up, they noticed a trail of dust and dirt leading from the cafe toilets to the emergency exit door. Curious, they decided to investigate further. Upon entering the construction site, they found a stationary forklift truck with a worker welding without proper safety measures. The worker was not wearing protective gear such as gloves, safety glasses, or a hard hat. The team leader recognized the potential hazards and decided to report the situation to the ground manager. The ground manager was shocked by the discovery and immediately contacted the site supervisor to address the issue. The GM also offered the team leader a health and safety role, which they are currently considering. The team leader is eager to contribute to maintaining a safe working environment for all employees. So, in this way, you can explain the scenario in your own words in a short manner. Now, coming on to the next possible question that the interviewer may ask from you. First, the possible question may be that why WWP's approach to select contractors for the monkey enclosure construction was inadequate. So, how will you respond? Here is the answer. WWP's approach to selecting contractors for the monkey enclosure construction was inadequate because they only considered CP, the contractor company, based on their online portfolio without thoroughly researching other potential contractors or verifying CP's claims. This lack of due diligence increased the risk of hiring an unqualified or incompetent contractor, which ultimately led to safety issues and delays in the project. So, in this way, you can explain that the CP was not properly selected for the said work. The next possible question the interviewer may ask from you why the leadership at WWP was negative. So, to explain the negative leadership at the WWP, you may answer like this. The leadership at WWP demonstrated negative because they lacked experience in constructing animal enclosures, which made them uncertain about how to proceed. They had unrealistic expectation about what could be achieved within the given time frame and budget, setting up for failure. Poor communication between the leadership and the contractor CP led to misunderstandings and misinterpretations of the project scope and timelines. The leadership failed to adequately plan and prepare for the project, resulting in delays, cost overruns, and safety issues. The next possible question that the interviewer may ask from you that do you agree about the influence of the peers at WWP? The influence of peers is a issue at WWP. If they ask from you about this influence of the peer, you may respond, yes, I agree that the influence of peers was significant at WWP. The scenario describes how the team leaders who participated in the tasks had a positive impact on their teams, leading to improved communication, reduced accident rates, and increased job satisfaction. This suggests that peer to peer interactions and shared experiences among team members play an important role in shaping behavior and influencing outcomes at WWP. It is also a fact that many team members have worked together for 30 years and have developed a close knit culture, suggests that the influence of the peers within these teams. So obviously there was a influence of the peers at WWP. The next possible question that the interviewer may ask from you that explain the positive indicators of health and safety culture at WWP. So there were some positive health and safety culture indicators like uh, the company has maintained a zero accident rate for the past 10 years, indicating a strong focus on health and safety. All employees undergo regular health and safety training, suggesting that the organization values employee knowledge and skills related to health and safety. The team leaders are actively encouraging their teams to participate in health and safety talks, promoting a sportive and inclusive culture around health and safety. Employees feel comfortable reporting near misses, indicating a trustful and non punitive culture. WWP takes a proactive approach to addressing health and safety concerns, such as installing cameras and increasing staff levels, demonstrating a commitment to maintaining a safe working environment. These positive indicators suggest that WWP has a strong health and safety culture that values employee involvement, training, and proactive risk management. The next possible question the interviewer may ask from you why a permit to work system should have been used to help manage the possible risks of welding at height during the monkey enclosure construction. So this question is about the permit to work system, which was to be used at working at height during welding while they were the CP, the contractor construction company was constructing a monkey enclosure. So if they ask this type of question from you about the permit to work system, you may respond that a permit to work, the PTW system, should have been used to help manage the possible risks of welding at height during the monkey enclosure construction. This should have been required a detailed risk assessment to identify potential hazards such as falls from heights, electrocutions, and flashovers. The PTW system should have provided control over the work being performed, ensuring that only authorized persons were permitted to perform certain tasks. It would have also facilitated communication between different departments and stakeholders, ensuring that everyone involved in the project was aware of the work being performed and the potential risks involved. The PTW would have required that all personnel involved in the work receive appropriate training and demonstrate competence in the task they would be performing. The PTW system would have required supervision of the work by a qualified person to ensure that it was being carried out safely and in accordance with the established protocols. The PTW system would have allowed for monitoring and review of the work being performed to identify an areas where the risk management plan needed to be updated or improved. By using a PTW system, WWP could have ensured that all necessary controls were in place to mitigate the risk associated with welding at height and provide a structured process for managing the work being performed. The next possible question that the interviewer may ask from you, what management failures could have contributed to this accident? We witnessed an accident at this site, WWP. So, what are those management failures which contributed to this accident? You will explain to your interviewer that there were many reasons which contributed to the accident regarding the management failures. Number one, inadequate risk assessment. Failing to recognize the risks of fall from heights, electrical hazards, and the possibility of structural collapse. Poor planning and coordination led to confusion among workers, delays, and an increased risk of accidents. Insufficient training provided to workers regarding the proper use of the tools and equipments, as well as safety procedures and protocols. Inadequate supervision may have allowed workers to neglect safety protocols and use improper techniques. Personal protective equipment was not provided or was inadequate, leaving workers vulnerable to falling objects and other hazards. Ignoring safety concerns raised by workers or failing to respond appropriately to safety incidents can create a culture that prioritizes production over safety, increasing the likelihood of the accidents. And inadequate emergency response plans also have made it difficult to respond quickly and effectively in the event of an accident. A thorough investigation is needed to determine the root causes of the accident, and identify opportunities for improvement. The next possible question the interviewer may ask from you that how would how could carrying out health and safety inspections prior to these accidents have been benefited at WWP? So you may be asked to explain the benefits of carrying out safety inspection. So you will explain the answer like this. The inspection would have identified potential hazards in the workplace, allowing the company to take proactive steps to mitigate or eliminate them. This could have included updating safety procedures, providing additional training to employees, maintaining equipment, and ensuring compliance with relevant laws and regulations. By doing so, WWP could have avoided the financial costs associated with injury claims, lost productivity, and equipment repairs or replacement. Additionally, consistent health and safety inspections would have demonstrated the company's commitment to employee safety and well being, potentially improving its reputation among customers and investors. Regular inspection would have allowed WWP to better prepare for potential incidents, enabling the company to respond more effectively in the event of an accident. Conducting regular health and safety inspection would have prompted a culture of continuous improvement within the WWP, ultimately benefiting the company and its employees. The last and the next question which the interviewer may ask from you to explain about control measures, administrative control measures. So what measures you can take to improve the situation at WWP? What administrative control measures you can suggest? Number one, you can suggest a thorough investigation should be conducted to identify the root causes and contributing factors of the incident. Based on the findings, the company should review and update its existing policies and procedures to ensure they are up to date and being followed correctly. All staff members should receive training on the updated policies and procedures, and a system for reporting near misses should be developed and encouraged. Near misses should be monitored and tracked, and communication between departments and shift changes should be improved to ensure awareness of any incident or near misses. Supervisors should be trained to observe and monitor the work area, detect and report near misses, and take corrective actions when necessary. The cleanliness and sanitation of the cafe, especially in high touch areas, should be increased to reduce the risk of contamination. All staff members should be encouraged to participate in identifying and reporting near misses and suggesting solutions to prevent similar incidents in the future. So, gentlemen, coming on to the part three, which is basically your review when you complete the second part, the main part, which is the operational part of your interview, where the interviewer may ask from you two or three questions from all the questions which I have explained. They may ask any two or three questions from you. So at the end, you will check and you will review your progress. How will you review it? I explain here for you. In review, you must ask the following questions from yourself. Did I answer the questions clearly and concisely? This means providing direct and relevant answers without rambling or using jargons. Next, did I provide specific example to support my answers? Giving concrete instances or anecdotes helps to illustrate my points more effectively. Did I use strong language and avoid filler words? Employing active verbs, precise adjectives, and descriptive nouns helps me communicate my ideas more effectively while minimizing unnecessary phrases like or etc. Furthermore, did I make eye contact and speak in a confident voice during the interview? Maintaining appropriate eye contact with the interviewers and supporting my voice clearly shows that I am engaged and passionate about the this interview. Finally, did I ask any questions on my own? Thoughtfully preparing a few questions to ask the interviewer demonstrate my interest in the position and while also gaining valuable insights about the role. Lastly, did I have a positive impression on the interviewer? Expressing my gratitude for their time, reiterating my enthusiasm for the opportunity, and maintaining professionalism and decorum throughout the interactions help to create a lasting favorable interaction and impression. So in this way, in the part three, you can review your progress regarding the interview which you have made with your interviewer. So gentlemen, here you need to remember that this interview is conducted by your learning partner designated by Nebosh. He may be your trainer, he may be any assigned person from Nebosh, from your learning institute, from where you get your training and registration with Nebosh. So in part one, you need to ensure few things which I have explained in a very detailed manner. So in the part two, which is the main operational part of this closing interview, you need to respond few questions which the interviewer will ask from you, and you have to confidently answer the questions. He may ask you about your job description as well. He may ask your name, your learning number, your learning partner number, or what you are doing at which company you are doing, which jobs, or he may also ask your views about some particular things from the scenario. So you need to be very confident during this interview. You need to be very precise and relevant to your scenario, questions and answers. In part two, which is very important part, is the main part of this interview preparation. You need to review all the questions and you need to answer shortly, as I have explained you in part two. So at the end, you should review your progress as well. That how did you answer to your interviewer? So probably this interview lasts or remain active for about 15 to 20 minutes. In this time, the interviewer want to check that are you familiar with your scenario? Did you answered all the questions well and relevant, which was asked from the scenario? So they want to verify your um, knowledge. So you should be very confident. So here is all for the interview preparation, which is coming for you in this month of August. So I hope you will be well prepared and pass the interview easily. Take care and thank you.